Welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you how I make my binder covers. It's one of my favorite things to do. I really love making them. I have one for basically every single one of my binders, and I thought I'd show you guys how I make it. I'm not going to pretend like this is some original idea I came up with. I'll post some of the videos that I have used as inspiration in the past in the description below, so you can check out those videos as well if you want like more ideas on how to make these. So to show you some examples of binder covers I've made myself, I have my enhypen binder right here, and I made this out of the Gugu package. So I thought it was, it'd be fun to actually use the Gugu package for what it was meant to be used for. So I made this, and I really love the way it looks. Then I also have like this as an inside cover from a Dimension Dilemma album. And then I also have something that's kind of a spoiler. I haven't shown this on my channel yet, this group, but I also have a mini binder, which I have a ateez cover for because I picked up a small yeosang collection. I'll show more of that in the future, but for now this is the binder cover. And this one I didn't make out of an album, but I made this one out of pictures I printed out. So if you don't have an album that you want to cut up, you can also just print the pictures. This, is also way cheaper, but I just have many extra albums that I'd like to use. But yeah, this is another example. Today I'll be using the Border Day 1 album, the dusk version, to make a cover because this is another extra album I have lying around and I would like to make a little cover out of this. So yeah, I'll show you how I do it. So the things you're going to need are obviously a binder to put it in. This is my Sills and Shades binder that I'm just going to be using. Then you're also going to need a page to put the pictures on. So the way I do this is kind of scuffed, but I tape two pieces of paper together with tape, you can see here. On both sides you tape it, and then you put it over your binder and then mark where you have to cut, and then you just cut it with a paper cutter. I made this in advance because it's really hard to use the paper cutter if I can't put all my strength on it. But yeah, some of the videos that I used also use this method. You can also use bigger paper, and then you don't have to put two pieces of printer paper together, but I've always just used printer paper and it works perfectly fine. It's not flimsy or whatever. So you're going to need that, and then some other things you'll need are some tape, scissors, as well as a glue stick or something else to you can use something other than glue or tape, but I use these. You can also use double-sided tape, whatever you want to use to stick your pictures on. And if you are using an album, you also want a knife, like a box cutter or a X-Acto knife to cut the pictures out of the photo book. And then obviously you're going to need an album or pictures that you want to use. So I'm using the Border Day 1 album. So to start off, we're going to cut out pictures from our album. If you are not using an album, you obviously can skip this step and just cut out the pictures that you printed. But I'll be using an album, so I'll have to cut them out. A helpful tip I can give you if you're going to be doing this is to really push down on the spine so you can see the glue keeping it together, and then you just cut the glue and you can tear out the pages quite easily. And also be very careful when you do this. I once accidentally shot, I don't know, I kind of kept cutting after the page was already cut, and I kind of shot under my nail with the knife, and that hurts a lot. So be careful when you do this, don't cut yourself, and take your time. So I'll be speeding up this process while I pick pictures, and then we can continue once I have the pictures I want to use. now that I have my pictures, I don't know if you saw that I mainly cut out Heeseung, Jae, and Jake because I'm making a binder cover for them. I've made many enhypen binder covers in the past, and they've always been Heeseung, Sunoo, and Niki because that's my bias line. So today I decided to make one of my friends' bias line, which is Heeseung, Jae, and Jake. So now that you've got your pictures, you're gonna just want to pick the ones that you like and then get started. I typically like to use like unit pictures to kind of break up from the single member, but I'm going to start off with like picking a member shot that I like and building up from there. So I'm just going to pick out the pictures that I like the most and then I'll work from there. This picture. This picture is very pretty. I think I'll put this one in the corner. So you can do several ways of cutting out. You can rip or you can cut. I like to use a combination of. Some people think ripping looks a bit too messy. I can see why people would say that. I didn't really use ripped things in any of the examples I showed, but usually if I rip, I'll do it with the text. But with pictures, I usually cut. So you just cut around and yeah. A tip I want to give again is if you have a picture where the person you like, or the person is sitting on something, or there's an object, you typically want to cut around the object or else it may look a bit awkward. This is definitely a trust the process type of thing. You can always layer things on top of it so you see the object less, but it's helpful if you at least keep a part of the object in like what you're cutting. So yeah. I want to lay my main pictures out like this, and it may look a bit ugly right now, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. So another thing in this album that I want to use are these Polaroids. big thing I want to suggest, if you're gonna do this, try to break up the like amount of pictures that you're using with other graphic design elements you're gonna find in the album. So I'm going to cut these out and try to find places to put them. Now that you've had like everything on there, you might want to like, I don't know, you kind of saw me just do that, but you might want to try and glue everything down. I don't know if you saw, but the way I like tape everything on the paper is by grabbing a piece of tape and then folding it so that it's like double-sided and then sticking it on, because that's easier and cleaner to get off than if you make a mistake with glue. So that's why I do it that way. And then once I have everything in place, I just glue it on even more so that it's actually stuck. But here we have it now, and it looks rough. It looks rough, but you're gonna like As you can see, a bunch of it is sticking and you're going to cut that off, and then we'll look at the finished product. Here we have it. I actually quite like how this turned out. So yeah, and then all that's left to do is put it in your binder. So let me real quick do that. And there you have it. That's how I make a binder cover. Let me stand a little bit. That's what it looks like, and I actually quite like the way it turned out. I was very scared that I was going to cut off too much top here, but it ended up working out pretty good. So yeah, that's how I make my binder covers. I hope this gave you like a little bit of inspiration on how to make your own. I'm not sure if this tutorial was very coherent, but I tried my best. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!
저거 뭐예요? 저